Okay, Chibnall. I have to admit, that was bloody brilliant. Elam of the Daleks, the 2022 New Year's special. Honestly, of the three Dalek New Year specials so far, this one has to be the strongest because like everything about it took it basically was the Doctor, Yaz, Dan, and the two other characters who I didn't even bother learning their names, but basically they're stuck in a time loop, a la sort of similar to what Heaven Sent was with the Moffat era, and Chibnall, the more you go on, the Flux was amazing. I'll admit it was pretty flawed, but it was a pretty solid story structure, and if this is what the next two specials are going to be like, I very much look forward to the next two specials. And okay, I have to admit, Jodie Whittaker, Mandip Gill, and John Bishop are at their strongest in this episode. Yes, and also I like how they finally confirmed that Thasmin is an actual thing. That Yaz actually has feelings for the Doctor. It's a hint. It would, though. I'm saying that as someone who knows that the Doctor having feelings for the companion and the companion having feelings for the Doctor have happened before. Because we all know that Rose loved 10 back in the Russell T Davies original era, and Martha also slightly fancied him, and I digress. They actually make it seem like, yes, they're going to become more of a thing. I'm glad that they didn't focus on that entirely during the Flux, because that would have taken away from its story. And New Year's is the time that you can do something like that, especially with the constant fear of being exterminated by the Daleks, which, again, the fact that the TARDIS set up the time loop was bloody brilliant. And I like that the Doctor reset the interior of the TARDIS after the events of the Flux to put it back to normal. That was a really good move there. That's a nice touch. And the final 7 seconds indicating the seconds till midnight, that again was amazing. I loved that aspect, and I've said before and I'll say again, Chibnall has his moments where he does amazingly with the sci-fi. For example, every time he's done with the Dalek story, i.e. the New Year specials, have all been bangers. And this is no exception. The Flux was honestly what Chibnall needed. And yes, I can see why some people think that it should have been, it clearly would have been a 10 episode structure, but they shortened it back to just 6. And that's the whole thing in itself. But talking about this episode specifically, I think Jodie, I liked her since the beginning, but she's really coming into her own as the Doctor. And ironically, it's happening 2 episodes before her exit. So we have until next New Year, which is supposed to be her exit story, to see how good her Doctor can become at his last stretch. Because I honestly I've heard people say that Chibnall is copying what Davies did with Tennant's exit, and I'm actually thinking no, he's not, because Davies had already written out Donna at that point. Dan and Yaz are still with the Doctor, and every time a new episode comes out, I honestly love it. And I'm not caring about what the fandom has to say about the show anymore. I'm going to continue to enjoy it. And Jodie's tenure, yes, I'll admit series 12 was a bit mixed, but the rest of it to quote the doctor herself, was brilliant. And I honestly can't wait to see who they bring in for 14. And, like, for the 14th Doctor. Whoever she may be, it's going to be great. And I kind of hope that they delve more into the Phasmin aspect, because, like, it's something that, I mean, like, tell me that the Doctor having feelings for a companion hasn't happened before. Yes, it has. Again, I specify Rose and the 10th Doctor. And Rose and the 9th Doctor, if you want to get technical. Because Rose fell in love with 9, and then she fell even more in love with 10. And honestly, 9 slightly fell in love with her, and 10 even more so. But anyways, so another, like, I liked the constant time loop. Like, I feel like but Moffat did that with Heaven Sent, but in the Capaldi era. But for this, I honestly think that Davies did it better. No, not Davies, but Chibnall did it better. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Heaven Sent. I hated Hellbent, but I loved Heaven Sent. Especially considering that story, like, the time loop kept going, like, until Capaldi got through the end of the poem. Here, it got till the end of midnight. And honestly, that is a great way to do that kind of story structure, especially for a New Year's Eve special. And you could have used, like, I would have said the Cybermen, but, like, honestly, the Daleks are pretty formidable here, and we actually get to see them be threatening and be the most dangerous killers in the universe, learning and adapting to everything the Doctor and party do. And that's what's great about a Dalek story. And Chibnall, like, again, from the very first time he did a Dalek story back in Revolution, back in 2020, I think? No, it was 2019. But, I digress. Spyfall was 2020. Anyways, I digress. That's Jodie, like, I can talk all my praise I want about Jodie Whittaker. She, like, despite what anyone, like, wants to say about her, you have to admit, she really came into her own, like, the last, her 3 seasons up until now. And, like, before this, Matt Smith is still my favorite Doctor, but Jodie is now a second for me. Like, it's Smith, Jodie, Tennant, Colin Baker, McCoy, like, as my top 5. And, like, there's a time I didn't like Capaldi at all. Like, during his run, he had times where during it I thought, like, some parts were okay, but I didn't like his entire, like, arc. I loved Jodie from day one, and every time I see her Doctor, just gets better and better. So I'm very much looking forward to her final 2 outings as the Doctor. And, like, I'm also kind of interested in seeing not only as I mentioned earlier, the Phasmin situation actually gets established, as well as seeing how she'll go out, like, when the final, like, adventure happens. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, what are they gonna do with that episode? Like, how is it gonna be portrayed? Like, because I kind of thought that the Flux would have something to do with her generation, but then it didn't. However, I'm kind of interested in seeing, like, I love watching regeneration stories, seeing, like, exactly how the Doctor ends up dying and then changing. So, like, they got another year to get that right. So, if this New Year special was any indication, the next one will more than likely be a banger. So, what did you guys think of Eve of the Daleks? And did you hate it? Did you love it? What was your favorite part about it? And comment down below, and let's get this discussion going. Happy New Year's, Happy New Year, everybody. I don't know what my New Year's my schedule will be for uploads the next year, but I'll have videos to talk about. But like, I'll let you know whenever I upload a video. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and click the bell notification so you get notified for whenever I upload a new video. Thank you guys for watching. Happy New Year, and I'll see you when I see you.